Hey everybody, welcome back. So today we're back in information security. The task at hand is configure helmet using the parent helmet middleware. As always, go back to the first video if you want to have the deployment process that we're going to go through. App.use helmet will automatically include all the middleware introduced above except no cache and content security policy, but these can be enabled if necessary. You can also disable or configure any other middleware individually using a configuration object. Oh, interesting. Okay, so here they have an example. Helmet, frame guard, action deny, content security policy, and DNS prefetch control. We introduced each middleware separately for teaching purposes. Okay, so this whole time they were just making this repetitive software here where we just go app.use all these different things for teaching purposes. That's great to hear. So using the parent helmet, middleware is easy to implement in a real project. Okay, so just to double check, let's make sure that our deployed app doesn't pass the tests. Oh, it does. Okay, so let's try to figure out what they're doing despite the fact that our deployed app does work. App.use helmet frame guard. Okay, so I'm going to put this on this side of the page and this one on this side of the page. Frame guard, action deny. Okay, so I see what they're saying. Instead of having all this, I'm just going to comment it out for the time being. We can just go app.use helmet, and then within helmet, we pass in an object, frame guard. And within this object, we're going to go action, deny. Frame guard, action, deny. So I guess this is just like default behavior, perhaps. And so it's saying that it does all of them automatically. Huh, interesting. With a content security policy. And then, okay, directives. So this is basically just exactly what we did here. And then it's just these two guys. Huh. Style script self. Example style.com. Oh, this is just an example. We introduce each middleware separately for teaching purposes and for the ease of testing. Using the parent helmet middleware is easy to implement in a real project. Oh, okay. So instead of instantiating each of the different methods upon the helmet class, we can just call helmet, and then within that, we can call. Oh, okay. Wow. I've been out of JavaScript for a while. This is kind of weird brain messel. Using the parent helmet middleware is easy to implement this. Okay. And then DNS prefetch. Is that what they said? Will automatically include all middleware introduced above except no cache and security policy. Except no cache and security policy. Content security policy and no cache. Okay. You can also disable or configure any other middleware individually by using a configuration object. Okay, cool. So it does all of this automatically except for no cache and content security policy. So we don't even need frame guard. It's already there, set default. Content security policy, directives. And then no cache. We want to add that in there as well. So, and then what did we do as the thing that we passed in? Just that. no cache. Huh, maybe just like that. No, it wants a response. Maybe DNS no cache true. Okay, cool. Content security policy and no cache. So would we be able to get rid of all of this and just write this? Well, let's see. So that's the only file that's affected in this push. Basically, we're commenting out everything. And we're just adding that. Let's go npm start. See what happens here. We need to go to the local host. Okay. And so here we have content length, content type. This is from the previous version with all those guys above. I haven't refreshed the page yet. Frame options, deny, that kind of thing. So now if we refresh this and we look back in here, do we still see all this stuff? Content options, no sniff, no open, same origin, no store. It looks like it's all pretty much the same. Except for instead of having all of this code, we just have this. Okay, so let's see what happens if we deploy it to the server. So git add, git commit, refactor, helmet, for simplicity. And we push that. And we see that, have we started up with the dashboard? Deploy in progress. Nice, so we're just gonna wait for that. Okay, so now that the deployment has succeeded, it took 5 or 10 minutes to get that done. We can come back to our deployed app. We should see most of this stuff. X-frame, options deny, render, mode, block, Cloudflare server. If I refresh here, this will be our deployed environment. Okay, it looks like all that stuff's there. So let's see what happens when we run it against FreeCodeCamp's API test. Okay, cool. So what was the point of that? The point is that you don't actually have to go through this. The reason that we went through this so slowly and meaningfully is that we wanted to learn what each of the importance of these things are. But we learned that in the end, that the only ones that we actually had to carefully consider were the content security policy and the no cache, which they say no cache and content security policy. And so now we can just totally remove this stuff. So it's because it's unimportant. Yeah, that's good to go. So once you find out things like that, I think it's always good to clean up the code. So we can open up the window again, get status. You can see that we've only changed to my app. We've removed a bunch of lines of code. There's nothing better than having the same performance and having less lines of code. So we want to get that. Git commit -m, remove unnecessary code. Oh, I forgot to do git add. And then we can go git commit unnecessary code and git push. Okay, so there we go. That's good with this one. There's going to be a new deployment, but we haven't changed any code at all, so it's not going to make a difference. And yeah, I completed the challenge. 86% done. Look forward to seeing you guys in the next video.